Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. Let me present you the results of the research information and analytical resources in the systems of technological and vocational education. We investigated the problems faced by the vocational education system in Ukraine, which arose with the massive introduction of distance education during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our work on the search and classification of information and analytical resource should help teachers take advantage of existing development in the field of distance learning. Ukrainian pedagogy has extensive experience in the field of distance education. But, as practice has shown, teachers of both schools and vocational schools are not ready for the full transition to distance education. First of all, we are talking about teachers of special disciplines of educational institutions that provide vocational training. The situation has led to a noticeable deterioration in the quality of educational process. In our study, we pointed out several reasons of the negative trends in education. One of them was poor awareness of the availability of remote resources and a lack of experience in working with them. We analyzed a number of electronic educational resources, the use of which can provide significant assistance in the training and conduct of classes for teachers of special disciplines of vocational institutions and become a significant help for improving the quality of the educational process. We interviewed teachers and were surprised to know that many of them are not aware of the existence of internet sites that can greatly facilitate their teaching remotely. Therefore, we conducted a search work of the internet, investigated the availability of information and analytical resources that support of the professional and practical component of the educational process, analyzed their content, developed a classification taking into account national characteristics, and also took part in the development and modernization of a number of such resources. We have identified 8 large categories of resources, each of which was divided into subcategories according to their common characteristics. The categories are: first, management web resources; second, information resources; third, simulators of practical activities; fourth, thematic virtual collections; 5. Resources of directly support the organization of training sessions; 6. Toolkit of building electronic resources; 7. Integrative support system of distance learning; 8. Analytical system. For example, we divided category first into 3 levels. A. National level. Portals of the vocational education system. Websites of the Institute of Vocational Education of the National Academy of Pedagogical Science of Ukraine. Website of the Institute for Modernization of Educational Content. And website of the Ministry of Education and Science. B. Regional level. At this level are the sites of scientific and methodological centers, departments of preschool, secondary, professional, vocational education. C. The local level consists of 3 sub-levels: personal resources of teachers, sites of training groups, sites of educational institutions. Then we plotted a diagram showing that the resources needed for vocational teachers in special disciplines within the categories 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 8th of our classification. On this slide, we showed a small percentage of the sites we had found and described. The sites shown here belong to section 1st A of your classification. In fact, these are sites that are important for the entire field of vocational education in our country. This site shows some of the resources the creation of which our team has advised on. At the end of our research, we have built an ontological model of a system of digital education resources for the sphere of vocational education in Ukraine. The widespread introduction of remote education into the vocational education system is a complex process. The most important factors were both the rather low computer literacy of teachers for this link in the educational system and the lack of a united national system of electronic information and analytical resources of the vocational education system. The existing resources do not fully cover the needs of the pedagogical process of studying practice-oriented disciplines. We see the need of the create integration information and analytical catalogs of digital educational resources, targeted information campaigns to familiarize the participants of the pedagogical process in the vocational system with them. Thank you very much for your attention.